Hey guys, this is going to be a tutorial for a paper poinsettia flower. And this one would be really good for cards. Because it's so flat, I think it would be really good on cards. So I guess I'll go ahead and get started. The things that you'll need is the die, flower layers and leaves. And you could hand cut the leaves out if you wanted to, if you didn't have a die. For this flower I used this larger leaf, but for the one that I prepared now I used this thinner small leaf. This one's kind of fat, so I used the thinner one, but for this flower I used this larger leaf here. You will also need some alcohol ink. This one was just straight alcohol ink, but the one that I prepared I used a mixture of alcohol, ink, alcohol, and the color is really light, but I think that looks pretty still, so you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. You'll need some gold stamping ink, and silver would look great too, depending on what color you're doing your poinsettia. You'll need a cardboard square. You'll need approximately 12 of the leaves from that die. And the paper that I used was this. It's a thicker off-white paper. It's thicker than regular computer paper. And it's off-white. I'm not sure what it's called. All I know is that it's thicker than regular computer paper. You'll need 12 leaves on a thicker white paper off the die. You'll need about 12 of them. You could need less, or you could use more. Kind of just depends on how your flower goes. You'll need your hot glue gun. For my center, I've been using seed beads. These are gold seed beads. And I learned that from Leslie, Texas Girl 104. She sent me a flower with seed beads in the middle. And then I also use Aleene's Original Tacky Glue. And I think that's it. Okay. So, the first thing you want to do is you want to get your leaves cut out. I've got some blank ones here. Ouch. My hot glue gun's on. And then you want to apply the alcohol ink to your petals. And then set them aside to dry. Wait, you can barely tell these are blue on camera, but they're like a really, really light blue. And if I was using straight alcohol ink, like straight from the bottle, then it would be dark, like this flower. But I wanted a really light colored flower. So once your petals have dried, you want to find the best colored side, the one that looks most evenly colored. Doesn't my stamp pad look horrible? It's all mashed up. I've had it for like, I don't know, probably about 12 years. Then you want to take your sponge, get some ink on it, and then go along the edges of each petal. And this will help highlight the petals when you're putting the flower together, so that the colors don't just blend together. And it gives it a really pretty aged look, I think. So, oh, and one other thing you will need is a piece of wire. This is floral wire. And this is just going to help you bend the leaves. So, bending the leaves will also help give it more definition and lift the leaves apart from each other. What you want to do is you want to take this top side of your leaf, and that's the part where you applied the ink around the edge, the stamping ink. And you want to put the wire on the bottom of the leaf, about 1/4 of an inch up, and you just want to fold up with your fingers like that, and then you need to release it, bend it down like this. Looking through the camera. You need to really get the leaf to bend down here. I don't know why it's giving me so much trouble. Okay, that's how it should bend. It's like this. Then release it and you can straighten it a little bit. So hopefully this next petal will go a little bit smoother for me. So start on the bottom, on the top side, have the wire on the top side. Fold the sides up around the wire, release. It's important to release the wire or release the petal before you pull this top part down, because if you pull it down while you've still got the leaves folded up like this, you're just going to crunch up the leaf and it's not going to do it right. So once you fold it up around the wire like that, release it, fold it down, bend it downwards, and then go like that. Hopefully you saw that okay. If not, I guess you can rewind the video. So this is what you'll end up with, and just go ahead and do all the leaves like that. So next you want to grab your cardboard disc. And put a tiny dab of glue about the center and put your first leaf on there. Technically it's a petal, but you know what I'm talking about. And grab your next one, put a dab of glue right next to that. Stick that one on. And just keep going round. Usually each layer is about 5 petals. Ranges between 4 and 5. The numbers kind of taper off on the layers once I get on the last layer. Uh-oh, grabbed 2 leaves there. So once you got your first layer done, then you're going to start on your second layer, and you're just going to alternate the leaves. I usually do these particular flowers about 3 layers. And it's looking like, just for the sake that I ran out of petals, top layer is only going to be 3 petals. Really need another petal right there. Just going to go ahead and make another petal right quick. So the first 2 layers were 5 petals each, and then the 3rd layer is going to be 4 petals. I used less petals on that red flower, though I only used 11 petals. That's the one thing I've found with flowers, is that when you're making them, sometimes you need more, sometimes you use less. Just depends on how the flower is shaping up as you do it, because you can't be precise with every single one. Pulling off the glue bits. Okay, so once you've gotten your poinsettia the way you like it, then you want to do, I suppose I should get one of my plates ready. And I'm sure this would work with glitter also. instead of using seed beads. So you just want to put a big glob in the middle, and then what I do is I just spin my nozzle in circles until the glue will detach itself from the nozzle, so I don't have it dragging across the flower, the glue dragging across the flower. And then you don't want to squish the glue bubble, you want it to be somewhat rounded. And there's the poinsettia. And then you want to take it a step further. If you have some glimmer mist, I've got some homemade Snow White glimmer mist here. And just give it a good spray. And then let it dry. You want to be careful you don't saturate it too much, otherwise the petals are going to fold down on you and lose their definition. But there's the poinsettia. They'd be really good for cards, I think. And thanks for watching. Bye. Cards or scrapbooking. They'd be good for scrapbooking too. Bye.